Let's go and relax. Oh, shit.
The crossing of the staff symbolizes nobody who is not an officer above or called up to the podium may approach the podium. Damn right.
La Yasha Allah, which means to Israel.
That's right. Yep, that's a reminder. Phone's off. You should blow the wire again.
I gotta take you back to channels. You put back.
Damn right. Imagine, which means to stand. Upanya Hakitam, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to do the prayers in the Hebrew. Here we go.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawu,
Abanawu,
Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'a Rataza, Kawur, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawu, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakana, Kwabuwathana, Kasalakana, Kwabuwathina, Wala'a, Kabayayana, Panasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayana, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalaka, Waha'ala, Wadapar, La'awalamyo, Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our
Father,
which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
That will be done. In earth.
As
it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. The prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Babu Kashat. Nathananaw. Hakak. La Raba'ah. Ka Makala. Waka Madawa. Hakak. Latahor. Hamatazariah. Hakak. Lahakim. Hamathim. Hakak. Al-Rakawat. Hatama Allah. Lagarsha. Ba'ashem Yahushai. The water Amud. The prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the English.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
This is the blessings in the Hebrew.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wam Yaka Allah.
Wam Yaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wala Ahayim.
Matazabia.
Matazabia.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawak Yahana.
Ha Alawapim.
Halawak.
Hazarunyim.
Hazarunyim.
Ha Quatazayanyim.
Ha Quatazanyanyim.
Ha Kayayim.
Ha Kayanyanyim.
Wa Aquathia.
Wa Aquathia.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushai.
Bashim Yahushai.
The water of heart.
The water of mouth. The blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohana.
Commanding General Yohana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al-Hahoria.
Al-Hahoria.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Izaria.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayam.
Shemayam.
Wa'arataza.
Wa'arataza.
Al-Yathan.
Al-Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regolka.
Regolka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yeshun.
Yeshun.
Shalmar.
Shalmar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al.
Al.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yumyaka.
Yamyaka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashemat.
Hashemash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Weyarak.
Yeirah.
Bayala.
Bayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal.
Makal.
Rai.
Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Napashka.
Napash.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'ah.
Tazaka.
Wawa'ah.
Wawaka.
Ma'aika.
Ma'aika.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Awulam.
Awulam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence comes my help?
My help comes from Yahweh.
My help comes from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh
Yahweh
is thy keeper.
is thy keeper.
Yahweh
Yahweh
is a shade upon the right hand.
is a shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh
Yahweh
shall preserve thee
shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh
Yahweh
shall preserve thy going out
shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in
From this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
All Damayah.
All Tamaya.
Lakat.
Lakah.
All Thakarash.
All Thakarash.
Were all.
All
Tashakwat.
Tashakwat.
All.
All
Kayab.
Kaya.
Ana.
Ana.
Awayabyaka.
Amiyabika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Rash.
Al Aimaka.
All Amaka.
Ya'arayamwa.
Yarayama.
Sawada.
Suwada.
Wayatha.
Wayata.
Ya'aitazawa.
Yaitasawa.
Al Tazapawanyaka.
All Tasapawanyaka.
Amarwa.
Amara.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakidam.
Manakidam.
Magolia.
Magolia.
Wala'ah.
Wala.
Yazakar.
Yasakar.
Sham.
Sham.
Yasha'ala.
Yashala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kayab.
Kaya.
Noah Aitazawa.
Naitaswa.
Labat.
Labat.
Yakadwa.
Lakatwa.
Al Yaka.
Al Yaka.
Baryak.
Baryak.
Yakarahwa.
Yakawatwa.
Aholia.
Ahoya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashmai.
Yishma.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Moa'aba.
Moa'aba.
Wahagaria.
Wagari.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'imwan.
Waimawan.
Wa'imilah.
Waimalak.
Halashah.
Halasha.
Aim.
Ain.
Yashabia.
Yashabi.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam.
Gam.
Ashawar.
Ashawar.
Nalawat.
Nalawat.
Imam.
Amam.
Hayawat.
Ayawat.
Zarawai.
Sarawat.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Selah.
Selah.
Arshat.
Ashat.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadian.
Kamadi.
Kasa Yasarah.
Kasarasara.
Kayabian.
Kayami.
Banakaal.
Winakaal.
Kayashwan.
Kayashawan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamama.
Bayan Da'ara.
Bayan Dara.
Hayawat.
Ayawat.
Daman.
The mud.
La Adama,
La Adama,
Shaithamwa,
Shaitama,
Nada,
Nara,
Yab Mawa,
Yab Mara,
Ka'ira,
Ira,
Wakaza'aba,
Wakazaba,
Wakazabak,
Wakazaba,
Wakazazal,
Wakazal,
Manad,
Manai,
Call,
Call,
Nasayakamwa,
Nasakama,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amara,
Nayarushat,
Nayarashat,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ak,
Ah,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Alayam,
Alahaya,
Alaya,
Shayakamwa,
Shaitama,
Kagol Gola,
Kapogola,
Kakwash,
Wakwash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Roka,
Wakwa,
Kaash,
Kaash,
Tabaira,
Tabaira,
Yaira,
Yaira,
Wakalahaba,
Wakahaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Harayam,
Mariam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tharadapma,
Laradama,
Basairaka,
Basairaka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapaka,
Paka,
Tabahalam,
Tabalam,
Mala'ah,
Malaa,
Punyaham,
Oyam,
Kwalwan,
Balwan,
Webakashwa,
Wabikwasha,
Shemka,
Shimka,
Yahawah,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabasha,
Webaal,
Wabarwa,
Idea,
Aidi,
I,
Ai,
Wekaparwa,
Wakaparwa,
Weyabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Weyadaiwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Kayat,
Kayat,
Athah,
Athah,
Shemka,
Shimka,
Yahawah,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labat,
Al Yawan,
Al Yamam,
Al,
Al,
Call,
Kal,
Ha'aratazah.
Kal, Ratazah. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace,
be not still,
and be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make it to mock.
thine enemies make it to moat.
And they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people,
And consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden
They have
ones.
said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation.
from being a nation,
That the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
may be no more in
For
remembrance.
they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites of Moab,
and the Ishmaelites of
and
Moab,
the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assure also was joined with them.
Assur also is joined with
They
them.
have hope in the children of light.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Say Lot,
Say Lot,
do unto them,
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sarah,
as to Sarah,
as to Jabin,
as to
as
Jabin,
to Bricketsasan,
as the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at
They
Endor.
became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Make their nose like a red,
and like Zed.
and like Zeeb.
Yea,
Yea,
all the princes,
all their princes,
as Zebah,
as
and
Zebah,
as Amunah,
and as Zamunah,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
the house of Yahweh in possession.
O my power,
O my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the wind,
as a stubble before the wind,
as a fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as a flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy
and
tempest,
make them afraid with thy storm,
and make them afraid with thy
and
storm.
fill their faces with shame,
Fill their face with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
of all the earth.
over all the earth.
So, that's
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathens
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the schools.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathens,
and shake loose the treasure
and shake loose the treasure
of the rich of Israel
of the rich of Israel
that refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitazi.
Posse Comitazi.
The gay movement.
The gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
The lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airwaves.
The cable access channel.
The cable access channel.
And the radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit.
Of any of thy people.
Of any of thy people.
That seek to stop us.
That seek to stop us.
And bring swift destruction.
And bring swift destruction.
To all the heathens.
To all the heathens.
That stand in the way.
That stand in the way.
Or try to stop us from broadcasting your word.
Or try to stop us from broadcasting your word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume them.
Let the plagues.
Let the plagues.
Shake the house of the thief.
Shake the house of the thief.
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let Yahushua.
Let Yahushua.
Michael.
And Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying saucers.
And punish all the heathens.
And punish all the heathens.
That come up against us.
That come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known.
Cause it to be known.
By all.
By all.
That is the angels that have done it.
That is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread.
Through the media.
Through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always.
Always.
So be it.
So be it. So, which means to turn. Shabia, which means to be seated.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 18 in the Hebrew.
That's right.
Sure. I will. Bakolia, Itazah, Yad, Ashar, Yamawah, Bawa,
The water priest.
Hakahawa, Wiyamath, Ratazak, Hawa, Mawah, Yawumah, Haratazak, verse 19, Gaal, Hadama, Hawa, Yamaya, Haratazak, Bapagaya. Sorry. Bapagaiwa. Bawa. Hawa. Yamayafnawa. Verse 20. Wa'ama. Bashana. Yahadapnawa. Awa. Hashalayak. Alayawa. Batazaria. Wayamath. Verse 21. Awa. Bayaba. Hakahawa. Bayadawa. Wayamath. Mawat. Yawamath. Hamakah. Ratazak. Hawa. Gaal. Hadama. Yamayath. Ah. Haratazak. Bapaga Iowa. Bawa. Verse 22. Wa'ama. Sorry. Bapathai. Bala'a. Ayaba. Hadapwa. Awa. Hashalayak. Ilayawa. Call. Kalalia. Bala'a. Tazadiah. 23. Awa. Bakal. Haban. Ashar. Yamawat. Ba. Bala'a. Ra'awat. Wayapal. Ilayawa. Wayamat. Wahawa. La'a. Awayaba. Lawa. Wala'a. Mabakwash. Ra'ithwa. Verse 24. Washapatwa. Haida. Bayan. Hamaka. Wabayan. Gaal. Hadama. Al. Hamashapatium, Ha'ala. That's 7.
No sacrifice. Remember, mighty reading by a mighty man.
So the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 18 in the English. Or if he smite him with an hand, it's like from the top. Book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 18. Or if he smite him with an hand weapon of wood, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Verse 19.
And if I could, real quick, I ain't about to start that, I know. But this goes to show you how these other heathen nations don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. How many times have we seen these cops kill blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and literally walk free? That's all I want to say.
Right. Verse 19. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him.
What you said? I already had just talking to do it quietly. So.
I didn't think it'd be quiet. I didn't think it'd be quiet.
What else reading? This should be okay.
Verse 20. But if he thrusts him of hatred of hurl at him by laying of weight that he die, 21. Or in enmity smite him with his hand that he die, he that smote him shall surely be put to death. For he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meeteth him. 22. But if he thrusts him suddenly without enmity, or have cast upon him anything without laying of weight, 23. Or with any stone wherewith a man may die, seeing him not, and cast it upon him, that he died, and was not his enemy, neither sought his harm. 24. Then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood, according to these judgments. 25. And the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and he shall abide in it unto the death of the high priest, which was anointed with the holy oil. 26. But if the slayer shall at any time come without the border of the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, 27, and the revenger of blood find him without the borders of the city of his refuge, and the revenger of blood kill the slayer, he shall not be guilty of blood. 28. Because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the slayer shall return into the land of his possession. 29. So these things shall be for a statute of judgment unto you throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Verse 30. Whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. 31.
And when you read scriptures like these, if I could, this is how you know that we're Israel, man. Like when you was just breaking that down, I was just thinking about how it is in the world with gang violence. Like that's exactly how it is. Like you like your ghetto or your hood, as we so call it. That's the city of refuge. And if you get caught lacking out of that city, you know what I'm saying? On the other gang trying to retaliate, that's how it usually goes down. You get what I'm saying? Like this is how you know these scriptures pertain to us, man.
Right.
And how we deal subconsciously with the laws, but we don't really have a sense of understanding. Like what the scriptures say, we not according to knowledge. We worship, but not according to knowledge. Paraphrasing the scripture, like we try to do righteous things, but we don't really have the knowledge of the Most High, or the knowledge of the scriptures.
Right.
But subconsciously, just spiritually, we deal a lot of things that lines up directly with the Bible. We just ain't, like I said, doing it righteously. That's all I want to say.
31. Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death. 32. And ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest. 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. And if I could, the verse before as well as this one, like we just have, like when it says you take no pleasure in the and basically getting revenge for the murder, we only feel that spirit. We only have that spirit when it pertains to the oppressor. Like we hate to see an oppressor pay for his crimes against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We hate that. We like, man, it's so sad. I forgive them anyway. That's what we say about, the oppressor. But we don't have that spirit when it comes to our own. Like, we hate ourselves so much that we don't feel that kind of compassion or that kind of mercy for each other. We be ready to take our heads off. Like we be so, but the oppressor, we forgive him so much, and we feel sad when we see an oppressor cop go to jail or oppressor cop get convicted. We, oh man, that's so sad that had to happen. You see the family get up there, I forgive them anyway, but let it be a black family. You see the family trying to attack the brother in courtroom, they diving all on him, trying to fight him, getting tased all up, and we know this is true. And then another thing, the last scripture where it talks about how the blood, the land is polluted, like that reminds me of the ghetto. Like, and you see it all the time where you riding down the street and you'll see people put like, the little teddy bears and the crosses up where somebody then died and try to make that corner like a holy spot where nobody can go to hang out no more and stuff.
Right.
Like, man, these scriptures pertain to Israel, man. And like I said, this is us dealing with the scriptures subconsciously because we don't have an understanding of the scriptures and how truly holy we are as a people. And when I say holy, separate, because nobody else does that. They mimic it from us. You understand? That's all I want to say.
Right. Saying Slug, if I could.
Go ahead, preach.
Like that verse 33 is just so heavy because like it shows like the kind of brotherhood it is we're supposed to have
Absolutely
as a nation. You understand? Like the Lord doesn't want us coming against one another and murdering one another so much that he says by doing so, it'll pollute the land.
Right.
And so much so that murderer has to get up out the city. Like he can't come back until the high priest of a certain city dies.
Right.
And Lord knows how long that'll take. You understand? But that just shows the kind of brotherhood it is we're supposed to have as a people. Like we're not supposed to be out here just gunning one another down. Like we shouldn't be seeing street corners with the whole murals set up for some poor brother or sister that was gunned down in most likely cold blood, that was innocent of whatever,
Right.
Crime it is that he was accused of by a brother or sister. Like we shouldn't be seeing that. And that's crazy that you brought that up, because on my way over here, trying to navigate through that maze of that marathon,
Right.
you understand, I was, driving through the Hispanic brothers, side of town, through their neighborhood, and they just had a front lawn littered with, those Catholic candles and teddy bears, and the whole thing it is they do to try to remember a brother or sister that was innocently killed. You understand? But we shouldn't be having that within our communities, you understand, within our nation. Like that shouldn't be anywhere near where it is that our people are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Verse 34, defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell. For I, the Lord, dwell among the children of Israel.
Damn right. Like, if I could, real quick, one more. Like, the Lord is telling you, like, man, this is where I dwell. And why is he saying that? Because like the scriptures say this, like, he has not dealt with any other nation. You understand? Which means the Lord don't care about the oppressor. The Lord don't care about the Africans. The Lord don't care about none of these other nations, man. They got their gods and they serve their gods. He's talking about us. You understand? And he's like, why would you do that? And this is where I dwell.
Right.
This is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to keep, man, like Bonga said, man, the level of brotherhood that we're supposed to have is on a whole nother level, man. And we got to get back to it. This is what the Isupk teaches. This is what the Isupk does, man.
Right.
I'm done. Salakia.
Book of Numbers, chapter 36 and verse 1. And the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph, came near and spake before Moses and before the princes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel. Verse 2. And they said, the Lord commanded my Lord to give the land for an inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, unto his daughters. Verse 3. And if they be married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. So shall it be taken from the lot of our inheritance. Verse 4. And when the Verse 4, and when the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. Verse 5, and Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord, saying, the tribe of the sons of Joseph hath said well. Verse 6, this is the thing which the Lord doth command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, let them marry to whom they think best, only to the family of the tribe of their fathers shall they marry. Verse 7, so shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe, for every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. Verse 8, and every daughter that possesseth an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers.
And if I could, this right here is our customs all the way. But the sad part is this has been stripped from us and passed throughout the other heathen nations. These heathen nations, let me tell you something. These heathen nations ain't about to sell you nothing. They're not about to let you marry into their family. You can't buy land from them. You can't marry into their family to get in on their inheritance or nothing like that. They will not allow that to happen. But on the other hand, when you look at us as a nation, like it don't matter if it's a black man or a black woman. And when I say black, I mean black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. If they have money, what's the first thing that these heathen nations do? They marry. Like prime example, Serena Williams, right? She married this devil. Where do you think her fortune is going to go?
Right.
You understand? Like there's a rapper named Young Jeezy, right? And he's married to a Moabite. Where do you think his fortune is going to go?
Right.
You understand? Let me tell you something. These damn heathens, they won't even let if they got a fortune, they won't even let you marry somebody poor in their own nation.
Right.
Let alone marry outside of their nation to somebody to somebody poor. They gonna keep that inheritance in their family. But us, on the other hand, man, we just love these other nations so much. We don't even think about that. Keeping that inheritance in generational wealth. That's how you sustain generational wealth. Thanks to people like Martin Luther King, we gave up all our businesses. We didn't give a damn about the generational wealth. Not only did we sell them to the enemy, but we just shut them down completely.
Right.
Said damn generational wealth, man. That's why these scriptures are so important, so you understand how to sustain generational wealth. And when you have stuff like this, guess what you now have? You now have economic power. Like we just witnessed these politicians trying to get you to vote and all of this and all of that. But you know, I had firsthand view of the stuff. I had firsthand view of watching all these politicians, people going in to vote, seeing all these devils come up to vote. But you know who I didn't see come up to vote? I didn't see any Africans. I didn't see any Muslims. I didn't see any Japanese, Chinese. I didn't see any of these people, right? The Arabs that own the corner store, I didn't see them going to vote.
Right.
But you know one thing that they all have? Economic power. Because right here, they marry into, like they do what the scriptures say, even though they're not Israel. They've taken our stuff and used it against us. They marry into their bloodline to keep that generational wealth there, so they don't have to turn around and go and vote and beg and plead with a politician for economic stability. They make sure they have it. They keep everybody else out and keep the land to themselves, keep whatever wealth they have to themselves. We need to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's all I'm saying. Like we watching what happens when we don't. We've tried not following the law, statutes, and commandments. We've seen what happened.
Right.
Now let's try following them and see what happens. If it's the same results, then what the hell do you got to lose, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man? You understand? You got nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Think about that, man. That's all I want to say. Milwaukee.
Verse 9. Neither shall the inheritance remove from one tribe to another tribe, but every one of the tribes of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance. Verse 10. Even as the Lord commanded Moses, so did the daughters of Zelophehad. Verse 11. For Malah, Tirzah, and Haglah, and Milcah, and
Noah.
Just making sure. Noah, the daughters of Zelophehad, were married unto their father's brother's sons. Verse 12. And they were married into the families of the sons of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of the family of their father. Verse 13. These are the commandments.
These are suggestions.
The commandments.
This is something you could think about doing.
The commandments.
It's all right if you don't.
The commandments.
Damn right.
And the judgments.
Damn right.
Which the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses unto the children of Israel.
Unto everybody.
Unto the children of Israel.
Damn right.
In the plains of Moab. by Jordan, near Jericho.
You understand? This is what we're supposed to be doing, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban, and Hazeroth, and Zahab.
Yeah.
Verse 2.
Right.
Right. There are 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir unto Kadesh Barnea. Verse 3. And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel, according unto all that the Lord had given in the given him in commandment unto them. Verse 4. After he had slain Sihon the king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, which dwelt at Ashtaroth and Edrei. Verse 5. On this side Jordan and the land of Moab began Moses to declare this law, saying, verse 6, the Lord our God spake unto us in Horeb, saying, ye have dwelt long enough in this mount. Verse 7, turn you and take your journey and go to the mount of the Amorites, and unto all the places nigh thereunto, in the plain, in the hills, and in the vale, and in the south, and by the seaside, by the land of the Canaanites, and on the Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Verse 8, behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them. Verse 9. And I spake unto you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone. Verse 10. The Lord your God hath multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. Verse 11. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as ye are, and bless you as he hath promised you. Verse 12. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? 13. Take you wise men and understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. 14. And ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. Verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes. 16. And I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. 17. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. 18. And I commanded you at that time all the things which ye should do. Verse 19. And when ye departed from Horeb, we went through all that great and terrible wilderness, which ye saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorites, as the Lord our God commanded us. And we came to Kadesh Barnea. Lucky. With that said, just the men behind the podium, I'm Majum. Laya Sha'ala, which means to Israel. So Amajum, which means to stand. Putting your down, turning to face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'ar Ratazah, Kawur, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kwabawafanawa, Kasalakanawa, Kwabawafinawa, Wala'ah, Tabayayanawa, Banasai one, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, Lawalamyam, Aman. So the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babu Kushat, Nathananahu, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Manawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakim, Hamathim, Hakak, Al Rakawat, Hatama Allah, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. Prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, always. It's like it. Thank you, so be it. For the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahushua. Wam Yaka'ala. Wa Ahayim. Matazabya. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawakyam. Hazaranyam. Ha Kwatazayanyam. Ha Kayayayam. Wa Akhwathim. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Tawar Aman. The blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'at, Ayanya, Al Haharim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aishat, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Ragolka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'at, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yishan, Shalmar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamar, Yahweh, Tazolka, Al, Yad, Yom Yika, Yomam, Hashamash, La'at, Yakakak, Wayarak, Bayalu, Yahweh, Yashamar, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'ahka, Wawa'ahka, Ma'aitha, Wa'ai, Awalam. Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh
Yahweh
shall preserve thy going out
shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Just got like healing things as medicines, so that's probably the reason why.
Take him some of that. Take another one. Oh, go on. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all Damaya, Laka, all Fakarash, were all Dashakwat, all Kaya, Hana, Awayagika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya'arayamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'itazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarawa, Lakawa, Wanakidam, Mongolia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham, Yasha'ala, Iwata, Kaya, Nawa'itazawa, Labat, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryat, Yakarathwa, Aholia, Arawam, Wayashemai, Alayum, Mawa'aba, Wahagarim, Gabal, Wa'imawan, Wa'imalak, Halashah, Ain, Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam, Ashawar, Nalawat, Imam, Hayawat, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Selah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasa Yasarak, Kayabian, Bonakaol, Kayashawan, Nasha Madwa, Ba'ayan Da'ara, Hayawat, Daman, La'adama, Shayathamwa, Nara, Yab Mawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakazazal, Manai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Ah, Nawat, Alayam, Alaya, Shayathamwa, Kagol Gullah, Kakwash, Lapanya, Rowakat, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Kalahat, Harayam, Ka, Daradakma, Basairaga, Mubasa, Wapatka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Walawan, Wayabakashwa, Shimka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayaba'alwa, Idea, Ai, Wayakaparawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shimka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al, Call, Ha'arataza. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. It's like in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee, have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted. Against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. consult together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites of Moab,
and the Ishmaelites of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Assur also is joined with them.
They have holpen the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Selah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as did Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as did Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like a red,
and like Zeeb.
and like Zeeb.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as Zeba,
as Zeba,
and as Zalmunna,
and as Amunah,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let's take to ourselves
the houses of God in possession.
the house of Yahweh possession.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the sun before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burnt the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy
So
tempest,
persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their face with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded and troubled
let them be confounded and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to
let
shame
them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
for all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Sin evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us,
thy prophets, the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the school.
Sin evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose the treasure
shake loose the treasure
of the rich of Israel
of the rich of Israel.
that refuse to give to the school,
They refuse to give to the school,
force their riches
force their riches
to enter into thy sanctuary.
to enter into that sanctuary.
Sin evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the Edomites
to the Edomites
and the nations
and the nation,
and their drug
and
dealers,
their drug dealers,
the court
the
system,
court system,
the prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Posse Comitazi,
Hazakomatazi,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA's space program,
NASA space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy, Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
open up the internet
and the
and
airwaves,
the airways,
the cable access channels,
cable access channel,
and the radio
and
channels.
the radio channel.
Convict the spirit
Convict the spirit
of any of that people
of any of that people
that seek to stop
that
us
seek to stop us
and bring swift destruction
and bring swift destruction
to all the heathens
to all the heathens
that stand in the way
that stand in the way
or try to stop us from broadcasting your words
who try to stop us from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the
Let
plagues.
loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plagues shake the house of the thief.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief.
The house of the thief.
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
The Yahushua.
The Yahushua.
Michael.
Michael.
And Gabriel.
And Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying saucer.
And punish all the heathens.
And punish all the heathen.
That come up against us.
That come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known.
Cause it to be known.
By all.
By all.
That it is the angels.
That is the angels.
That have done it.
That have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread.
Through the media.
Through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always.
Always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sorry. Which means a turn. This concludes the service. Agwathian Nishabia. Salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Amadium Shabbat. Amadium Barak. Yahal Bashim Yahushua Barakatham. Matap. Agwathian Amajim. Sar. Turn and face the sisters. Salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Amadium Shabbat. Amadium Barak. Yahweh Shemar Al-Tham Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Yagim Matap. Does anybody want to be anointed? That concludes the service.